Hello everyone, the last day of October.
Yep, it is the end of October and we're trying to do a lot of garden cleanup here.
Don't want to say goodbye to October because that's really my favorite month.
Yeah.
But yeah, November's creeping in already. It's getting pretty cold right now.
Yeah.
And we are right under the maple tree in the back gate by the little shade garden. The two little beds, you know, that we made on the side with the hydrangeas.
Yeah, we did that earlier this summer, and it was a lot of fun having this area of the garden because we never had a shade garden, but it performed really well. We
had color through the whole time. Even now, it's still going. You know, the plants are starting to wind down quite a bit.
Yeah.
Especially, you know, the caladiums are starting to look a little, you know, not quite as they should, but we really did have a lot of color. We had so much color. The what was it? The show with the roses in the beginning, which we didn't even expect to have that in the beginning, being that they were so young still, the roses.
Oh yeah, and when we did that video, I think everybody went a little bit crazier over the roses than they did the actual planting. So that was kind of...
I was a little blown away with the roses myself because we really never expected to have them be that, you know, what is it, the flower that much or get that big in such a short time. But anyways, then, you know, we had the hydrangeas, the big easy hydrangeas from Pervin Winners that did amazing.
Oh yeah.
They put on a big show. There was still a little bit of flowering from the, well, actually, the roses did give us bloom after bloom.
Oh yeah.
Maybe till early summer, and then that was it. We didn't get anything else. They started getting, what was it, all the bugs and insects started coming, but I think that was all they were going to do, the roses. But it was okay, because we had our hydrangeas.
Yeah, so we're also going to prune those back as well and tie them up a little bit so we can get those ready for next year as well. So
we'll let y'all know why we have to tie those roses in a bit, but everything that we put in here did great. The annuals, as they were just put and planted in, were very small, weren't giving a show yet, but at that moment, like we said, we had the roses, and then after that followed the hydrangea. Then as it started getting warmer, you know, everything started to get bigger and grow more. The colors more intense of those caladiums, radiance, and what else did you put in here?
It was Snowdrift and White Wonder in there, so they actually did amazing. And then I think my favorite though has been the angel or the dragon wing pink begonia. That just absolutely went crazy. I mean, they just grew all over the place.
I'm gonna try to save one at least to take in.
But they absolutely had some amazing color and absolutely loved it. But this whole area was great to have, especially for a shade garden, and it did absolutely well.
Wicked Witch coleus did amazing. Oh my goodness, a torchlight, guys! If none of y'all, if no one has grown torchlight coleus,
beautiful.
Please
coleus.
Go ahead and try that one because it's just beautiful as the sun hits it. It just gives the most beautiful colors. Okay, guys. Well, we're also going to be bringing down the beds though. And taking out the hydrangeas, and it's getting already cold, and we need to get going with that to transplant them before it gets too cold. Reason being why we're bringing down the beds.
They're planning on putting some new fences up here, specifically the vinyl fences. I know these wooden fences get a lot of moisture, and the biggest problem I think we had, well, not really a problem, but the biggest thing we had around here were the carpenter bees just digging into that wooden fence, but having them replace it with some white vinyl. And I think the white's going to absolutely look gorgeous with the roses that we have climbing as well, and some of the other colors that we want to put in here next year.
I think it'll brighten up things on this side. Well, let's go ahead and get going, and then it's kind of a weird video because instead of doing a, what is it, like a garden makeover or anything like that, it's really just
taking
the whole opposite.
This area of the garden. But I hope you guys enjoy it, and we'll come back afterwards and talk a little bit more. right, so we've cleared all the annuals out of this bed here. Now, the only thing left is a big easy hydrangeas. Now, they look a little bit weird because they were growing with a bunch of annuals in here, and I think this one, like specifically this one, just completely spread out wherever it wanted to. They're supposed to be rebloomers, but I think they didn't get enough sun here. One thing I do want to stress about these macrophylla hydrangeas from Peruvian winters are that they can take a lot more sun than most macrophylla hydrangeas that are sold like at the big box stores. And we've noticed that. I think it was just lacking a bit of sun over here. As you can see, this area did get a lot of sun, so it kind of grew leggy, but it didn't rebloom the way we wanted to. So we're going to take these guys out, put them in containers, and just move them around for next year in the garden. But for now, like I said, we're taking these beds down because there's plans for them to replace the fence here. So we're going to continue getting these guys out and put them in containers so we can save those. Alright, so we've taken a couple of the hydrangeas out. We're getting ready to transplant them. I already have some soil in here. The one thing I do want to use is the biotone starter. The reason for that is because it's fall, and when you do any transplanting in fall, what you want to do is you want to give those roots a great start. You don't want to use any fertilizer because you don't want your plant to put on any more growth, especially with these macrophyllas. You don't want to burn any of the new buds for next year as well. So we're just going to use the biotone starter to get those roots nice and acclimated and start growing and setting roots rather than foliage or any buds. Finally done with the breaking down the beds over here.
That was fun.
Yeah, not to mention that it's cold out here and it's like completely soggy in this area, so it was it was a rough time.
Oh, yeah.
But we got it done, and it's good because we pulled out those hydrangeas, and Angie was talking about how those guys just wanted to
they just want to grow and grow and grow, and I think because especially not being in a container,
yeah,
their roots are just headed everywhere, and I think it's for the best that we just keep them in containers for now.
Yeah, so we just put them in the containers, and we put them here for now just because we're figuring out what we're gonna do with them next year, where they're actually gonna go, and we just wanted to clear up the spot. But overall, looking better. We just
we decided to keep the hanging baskets for
yeah.
right now. We don't know exactly when they're going to do the fence, other than they've already made a way and taken measurements around the neighborhood,
yeah,
for everybody's fences. But
these guys are still going strong, so
yeah,
no reason to take them down. They're hanging baskets. Once they die back, we can just get rid of those.
Those are the Gloria Rose
flower pillows.
Flower pillows, yeah, from Peruvian winters, and they did amazing. They're still producing a lot, so we're gonna go ahead and keep a little bit of color here, and that was, I think, the whole reason why I didn't want to get rid of this area.
It was a fun amount of color in this area, and it was a blast. I mean, even more of a blast trying to take this apart. I made Andrew do most of the digging just because
he didn't.
I'm old and tired of digging, but no, just playing. But what we did find out was this maple tree has roots growing all along here. That's why we made a raised bed, because we couldn't plant in the ground right here at all. So we're probably going to go with containers next year. But what we found was that these thick roots from this maple tree were starting to shoot roots up into the bed through the fabric or the weed barrier. So that didn't stop it. So we found that most of that soil in there was completely compacted by the roots of this tree. So it's good that we kind of took it out. That way, if we planted something next year, then there probably wouldn't have been any room or any soil to mess with in there.
So we've already come to an agreement. Even if we are allowed to put the beds back, we won't be doing that.
Yeah.
We're gonna go ahead and just stick to container planting right here by the fence.
It's fun dealing with shade plants because you know, the majority of plantings, you know, have to do with sun-loving plants, and to do something with shade is it's kind of a puzzle because you need to figure out what's going to work and what's not going to work. But what we did here absolutely worked. I wish the hydrangeas would have bloomed more, but that's something we can work with as far as something thrilling in this area that can take a lot of shade and still have a show of either flowering or foliage in this area. And
let's go ahead and remember how we came up with this, because we had a lot going on.
Yeah, so the whole inspiration for this area was the Peru Winners idea book, and I know they send it with all their plants, and I think one of the biggest fears is, you know, what's the word, copycat, basically. It's being a copycat, but you know, it's great to take inspiration from things that you see in magazines or books.
It's great to get inspired. We weren't able to get all the same exact plants, and you know, we had just arrived here. It was a crazy time for us, and we were trying to, first time working with Shade Garden too, so we were a little like, okay, we got to have a garden ready, but where do we start? And we said, why not go ahead and go into the garden book, the garden idea book from Peru Winners, and go ahead and see what could work here. It wasn't exactly the same, but we got inspired from it. It helped a lot, and I think it would be something great if anybody, you know, wants a start off on a garden.
Oh, definitely.
Go ahead and check them out, guys. Even on the website, the Peru Winners website, you start with one container, and then it just opens up a whole door to so many other other creations.
But that's gonna do it for the video, guys. We just wanted to bring you along our journey and what we're doing as far as tearing down the garden back here, and you know, having fun planning for next year. But we'll have some more videos coming out. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and we'll see you guys in the next one.